Okay.
Hi, I'm Sean. This is my presentation on my research report on how capitalism turned popular contemporary music from art form to a commodity. So I'll start with this quote from Plato. He sees music as being a much bigger force than just noise. When you look at some of the contemporary music that has come out in recent years, the majority of it couldn't be further from this statement. So, what is late capitalism with regards to the music industry? We're going to talk about its ideals, how it works and doesn't work. For instance, with trickle-down economics, its role in our society and how it dictates everything within it. It takes care of that. Some of the literature I'm going to look at is Corrosion of Character by Richard Sennett, and The Cultural Logic of Late Capitalism by Frederick Jones. I'm also going to look at contemporary music and art as an art form, so looking at probably picking 5 of the #1 songs in the coming weeks and deconstructing them within regards to tempo, time signature, instrumentation, structure, lyrical content, just to see if there's any like similarities between the songs. To see if within chart music, if it's just a formula that they're following just to get more money. I have another quote here from Adorno. So yeah, that's that quote. Kind of lost where I am there.
That's okay. You got a second. You have got a second, yes. So, carry on. Guys, can I ask you to move down? I'm doing presentations. Can you be quiet, please?
So, with regards to this quote, contemporary music is being put out as a high concern, maybe from the artist's point of view, but turning a profit rather than getting across an idea or a means of creative expression. Got some primary text somewhere, but yeah, I should have changed that. Never mind. So yeah, looking at analysing popular music, song means analysing and interpreting recorded popular song, and understanding popular culture by John Fisk. So for this next point, I've got a short clip from comedian Bill Hicks, which you are all going to really like. But there is no volume.
Yeah, turn it up on the left hand. On the left hand.
My left.
No, my left. Sorry.
Radiant wet dreams is from These are our rock stars, yeah? Pocket Diet Cokes. What real rock star would do something like that? It's key food for Snickers. Sometimes I'm doing a drum solo and I haven't eaten for like 3 fucking weeks. The needle rub off in me arm. I eat a Snickers.
So yeah, that's the reinforcing my notion of pop stars in particular attaching their face or name to a product just to try and boost sales or just get more money than they already need. So what I'm calling music and product art is integration. So like television advertisement, magazines, stuff like that. Got some examples here. So you've got Beyonce with Pepsi, Beats by Dre, J-Lo and L'Oreal, Katy Perry and Hot Chips, and Iggy building car insurance. Don't know about anyone else, but I kind of lost a bit of respect for him after that. So some of the literature I'm going to look at B reference. Oh yeah, there's a third quote from John Fisk about popular culture.
Are we reading those? You're not reading them out now?
No.
Right, okay.
I'm just looking for where I am.
Okay.
Yeah,
Couple of minutes.
I don't know what happened now, but kind of get on somewhere.
It's okay, take your time.
Here we go. Yeah, some of the literature I'm going to be doing. So the literature from the previous slide has led me to the research to look towards the idea of postmodernism and popular music. I'm sure you're already quite familiar with this concept. I look at the idea that a lot of music out at the moment is overproduced, overpolished, and pre-digested to the point where it doesn't really sound like new music as such. So some of the literature for that would be, again, Janison and David Harvey. Also going to look at the fragmentation of music, for example, with heavy metal, it's fragmented into all of these plus like a whole lot more. It's hard to, when it gets fragmented to such a degree like that, it's hard to distinguish one from another, especially with like the advances in technology that we've had in the past few years. This next part, which I'll have to name the Perpetual Pop Factory. So in the confines of popular music, there's the notion that record companies concern themselves more with putting out hit after hit, rather than putting out music that might convey a new idea or might not fit in with the hegemony of what they're trying to do. Got some literature for that as well, some more from Adorno, Ken Gelder and Seth Wharton. This is kind of like the structure of my whole report. As you can see, it's subject to change as I'm sure when I research more. It will probably form around that. It's got some references, some more references, bibliography, and that's it.
Cool, that's great. Thanks very much, Sean. I'm really pleased to see that you've got Jameson in there, the cultural logic of late capitalism. I think you're attempting to do a number of things in one go here that I think is perhaps going to be commendable, but as with some of the other ones, it's too big. Guys, we haven't finished yet. Can you stop, please? I think you need to, maybe Tuchek's Living in the End Times might be a really useful text for you, and I think that actually is in the library, because he's writing sort of contemporary. It's not like perhaps 10 years or 20 years ago. It's Z-I-Z-E-K, his surname. I think you need to be clear on what music you're examining. So as we saw previously with somebody else's, you've kind of got mainstream, and then you've got all this other kind of marginalised or periphery music. So be very clear of, your theoretical framework is really clear. But I think the context on which you're applying it isn't quite clear enough. So it's like you've really enjoyed the theory, and that's very clear. But I think you've spent a lot of time on that and not enough time on the content, on the context rather. But I think you're nearly there. I love the idea of looking at the fragmentation of music, but I love the idea of the perpetual pop factory. So it may be that you're going to need to make a decision as to, so at some point you have to put your eggs in one basket. Well, what basket is it going to be? So it's not often that I actually get to say your theoretical framework is really advanced, but it's the context that needs a bit of work. Okay? Great stuff. That's fab. Thanks very much, Sean. Another round of applause. Yay!